Today, I'm going to be sharing with you how I help my client overcome severe digestive issues, chronic constipation, hormone imbalances. She had a low immune function and she had that perimenopause stubborn fat. In just 90 days, she has now overcome all of those digestive issues. We're having daily bowel movements. She's even back in her bikini, feeling her confident self after trying every diet out there and struggling since she was a little girl with chronic ear infections, constipation to where she had to get colonics, and so much gas and bloating that just made her feel uncomfortable all the time. If you're new to following me, I'm Elizabeth with Elizabeth Ayler Fitness, and I have my 4-year degree in kinesiology, CSCS. I'm a holistic nutrition consultant and a GAPS practitioner, and I have helped over 1,000 women build muscle, lose fat, and transform their body with my 90-day whole body transformation. The key with it is I do not focus on calories in versus calories out with my clients. We focus on, in order to get to a healthy body weight, we have to get to a healthy body, and we look at the gut, the hormones, the stress, and all of those hidden stressors. And by doing that, and I'm going to be sharing with you exactly how we did that with her, I get clients to lose anywhere from 5 to 40 pounds in 90 days, healing their body from chronic autoimmune gut issues, balancing out their hormones, and getting their strong, sexy confidence back. She's going to be joining me today, and we're going to be going through her complete protocol with her training, nutrition, supplements, diet, everything that we did to get her to build muscle going into perimenopause. As a busy mom with a crazy busy lifestyle, how we overcome constipation. We're going to dive into intermittent fasting, dive into gut healing protocols, hit all of those weight loss myths out there, keto, carnivore, you name it. So this is a video you do not want to miss. So thank you so much for joining me today. Can you briefly share a little bit more? I know you were coming to me. We had a lot of different health issues going on. We wanted weight loss. We had gut issues, hormone imbalances for a long time. So can you give like a little brief overview of your specific health struggles you were facing?
I would say bloating, constipation. Honestly, there was a lot of joint pain that not sure if I mentioned to you. And they would just like flare up, come and go, which is like, it was usually my middle left finger. And I haven't had a flare up since we started. Yeah, it's awesome. Like I could barely bend it. Just lack of energy and lack of motivation really to go out in the boat and do things. Those were the biggest issues I feel like, in sex drive. And yeah, I'd say those are the biggest ones.
Yeah. And coming to me, what did you expect to achieve working with me with all of these health issues you had going on?
I honestly was happy if like one of them came back to me. I didn't really know where we would end up, But I mean, so much changed for me. So I feel very, very grateful.
What was that thing that you were looking to achieve working with me?
Just to feel good in my own body and to feel confident, really. I'm proud of like the work that I'm doing and all that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we're doing it and you're doing it and you inspire so many. Before coming to me, what were those initial health conditions that you were struggling with?
I'd say most of it was just super bloated all the time, gassy, uncomfortable. I feel like I weighed so much all the time.
Yeah. Could you give a little bit of a backstory about kind of growing up? I know we struggled for a long time with chronic digestive issues. We
Mhm.
had gas, we had bloating, we had hormone issues going on, and we even had a weak immune system because we were on multiple courses of antibiotics. So, would
Mhm.
you mind sharing a little kind of introduction to your health story and those like big areas that you were struggling with?
Well, when I was younger, I had chronic ear infections all the time. So just antibiotics. And I don't think at the time I understood what we needed to help restore the gut from taking all of the antibiotics and such. And my parents clearly didn't know what what they were doing either. I think that was the biggest issue with it. And then just going through puberty and the hormones and all that stuff, I think it just kind of
Yeah.
blew up in my stomach.
Yeah. And could you share with them a little bit more of those specific struggles that you were facing, like chronic constipation and how these were impacting your life when you came to me?
I definitely was not going to the bathroom. Some of my friends, I felt so bad being around me, but they still loved me just with my gas and all the things. Even my husband, when I first met him, I was like, I'm so sorry. I have stomach issues. And he still somehow magically was still wanted to marry me. So there's that.
So we were dealing with chronic constipation,
Mhm.
and Did you maybe go once a week? What were you trying to do this? And what other, you had gas, bloating. Did we have any other specific hormone or craving issues going on?
A lot hormonal too. I just didn't really know it at the time because I was so young. You don't think like, oh, a hormonal imbalance until you get to your 40s and you're like, oh man, I think it might be my hormones. And then it was, I mean, I wasn't really going to the bathroom very often. And then I tried taking like fiber pills, which seemed to actually help, but like it still wasn't getting to the bottom of what was causing my flare ups.
Yeah. So when you came to me with specific health issues that you were struggling with. Can you share with them a little bit more about those specific goals and specific struggles that you were facing with your health when you started?
When I started, it was just a constant bloat, and I was going to, acupuncture and doing colonics. I mean, when I first started doing that, it was like once a week for like a month or so, and then just kind of, which helped, but it still wasn't getting what I needed where I was comfortable and I could wear a bathing suit and not feel like I had like a big pooch hanging out and all that stuff. And wasn't sleeping great. What else? Just and brain fog was a big one too. So
Yeah. So to kind of summarize it, you were dealing with these chronic digestive issues your whole life, especially the constipation,
mhm,
foul smelling gas, and bloating.
mhm,
And we didn't know what to do for it. We were trying a lot of different things. We let have to have that. We started getting hormone imbalances from that. And you came to me because you were kind of just struggling at that point, trying all the things, and we couldn't. We were taking weekly colonics, and we just wanted to start going to the bathroom and getting everything regulated.
absolutely.
Awesome. And how were these digestive issues, hormone imbalances impacting your daily life and overall well-being?
I would say I was cranky a lot. I had like no sex drive because I was just uncomfortable all the time.
Yeah.
I would just say more or less like cranky and I instead of eating food, I would tend to stay away from food, which as we now know is not the way to go. So just because I was like, "Oh my gosh, if I eat this, what's my stomach going to do?" So I'd say those are probably the biggest ways it impacted my daily life at the time.
Yeah. And looking back at all of these, was there a particular kind of part in your life that you felt all of these symptoms got worse?
Maybe a couple of years ago, like I'm 44. So maybe when I turned 40 it was kind of like at the time I was also being a health coach and I was doing all these things and I can be better at teaching someone than I am at holding myself accountable of what I'm teaching someone else or helping with someone else with. And I was just like, I got to do something about it. And I'd been following you for years and I was like, I'm going to do it one day. So here I am and I found you and connected and really truly helped a ton.
Yeah, what I see is a lot of women, especially I get a lot of women coming to me that are business professionals, busy moms. We have a high stress life. And what happens is over a course of our life, not just the antibiotics wreck the holes in the gut lining, then we're not absorbing, assimilating our nutrients, but
Mhm.
over time, that chronic stress is the number one thing to really shed that lining. So we're like, what happened? All of a sudden, we just feel horrible and we think it's age, we're getting older, we're broken, especially
Mhm.
specifically since, I work with women 40 plus, but we have to look at what is everything that has impacted our body and our gut and all of these other things we have going on to get our health, to get our body, our gut, and everything back. So with you wanted to lose weight, but you understood, Elizabeth, I'm coming to you because I have chronic gut issues. I got a lot of gut dysbiosis going on from all the antibiotics. And I know that in order to get to the healthy body weight and where I want to be with my lean physique, get my energy back, I need to address these first, which a lot of women I think are starting to kind of see more. And that's really what I want to come on here and preach too is, our gut, our hormones and everything is interconnected, especially my woman looking for fat loss and struggling trying, the keto, the carnivore, all these
Mhm.
fasting, which additionally stress our body out. And they're more external stressors on our body when we have all these other things.
Mhm.
And
Absolutely.
did you feel like your stress throughout your life, you had high points and that you kind of just was pushing through and led to that almost exhaustion phase?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, not looking back on it, yeah. Never really
Yeah,
thought
'cause
about it that way, but yeah.
you were a ballet dancer, like,
Yeah.
that's a lot of stress on your body, you're training at an elite level.
Yeah. It's crazy. People don't realize that how intense that training is, but it is one that is very intense physically, emotionally, mentally, all the things. So it'll get you.
Yeah, and with all of these gut issues, because I wanna circle back around to the gut since that was a big struggle for us.
Mhm.
Since you were having all these GI issues going on, did it kind of affect any other area, the quality of your life, or was it just the bloating and the gas?
I would say it was obviously the bloating and the gas, but I think socially sometimes too, just to go out and, be with friends, or because go to friends' houses and you have kids and like you're just trying to like maneuver through all of the things that it can take you down too. It'll make you're uncomfortable, and you want to be there, but you're not really there because you're uncomfortable and things of that nature. So
Yeah, I feel like the gut sometimes when you have a lot of the gut issues going on, remember, it's like the second brain. So you get more anxiety, we, get more stressed out, then we don't go to the bathroom, we get more constipated. And it's just like ripple effect of just not knowing what to do and
yeah,
then we're not going to the bathroom again.
absolutely, yeah.
So before we go into what we did with your diet, your supplements, and all of that, I would love if you could share with me. I know you mentioned acupuncture and different treatment methods, but
Mhm.
did you go to doctors for any of these? What specific treatment methods or different diets and approaches did you try to hit the gut and the hormones that you were
Yeah.
struggling with?
I definitely, I think I was 16 or 17, I went to a gastro and they just diagnosed me with IBS, which they just handed you a pill. And I am not a pill person. I'm like, okay, well, how can I do this naturally? I don't know. I've always been that way my whole life. I think after all the antibiotics I had to take, and that didn't do anything. I tried, laxatives, so many things that are so bad for you. What else? And diets. I've tried paleo. I've tried try to eat like a normal diet. I've tried starving myself. I've tried you just all the things. Can't really I've tried them all.
Yeah. And did you get any results with anyone specifically, or was there one you felt good in the beginning, or were all of them you still struggling with the gut issues?
Oh no, I was still struggling with the gut issues. I think and a lot of it too, I didn't drink enough water either, which just doesn't help flow flow the things around in there. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's where it
And
was.
did you ever do anything to address like the IBS that you were diagnosed with?
I tried I did follow for a while, which I actually enjoyed doing. But with the way I work out and how active I am all day, I can't physically sustain myself on that. Was just like kind of doing like a vegetarian diet.
Mhm.
I followed the medical medium and I actually loved it. If I'm not working out and I'm not doing that, I feel great on that too. But with the amount of exercise I do in a day, I need protein in my life. I can't because I'll just like crash and burn and all that. So that's where we're at.
Yeah. And before coming to me, were you following any specific diet or anything?
I did a lot of intermittent fasting. It was just kind of what I did. I'd wake up, I'd work out, get the kids off to school. Sometimes wouldn't eat until 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then work and go pick up kids. And then I'd be like 8 o'clock at night. I'm like, oh, I've only had one meal today. So that's what I did a lot.
And I see so many women do that. I was doing similar things for a long time ago. We push
Mhm.
ourselves throughout our day. We're having that coffee in the morning. We're hitting that crash to low energy. We
Mhm.
saving all our calories for the day and we're pushing ourselves run down. And like I said, it ends up burning us out. Did you feel like with the intermittent fasting, because when we started working together, I changed things up. We'll go into your diet and everything in a second. But I actually didn't allow you to do anything over 12-hour fasting. And I increased the meals and I increased the food. So, did you ever feel like with the fasting, you were starting to feel run down? And how did that shift make a change?
Definitely would feel run down and very cranky, and like would just yell at my children or my husband because I was hangry. It's terrible. And with you and I finding myself now like I don't always necessarily eat before I work out. It's just my body. It's something I've just never done. But I've known as soon as I'm done working out, I will go and eat, and I feel so much better throughout the day, really. And I feel like I'm hungry, like in a good way, not like hungry for like crap, which is
Yeah.
nice.
And how is like energy and cravings improved because of these shifts?
A ton, a ton, a ton, a ton. I do crave my dark chocolate every once in a blue moon.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
Antioxidants and
yes,
magnesium.
and it's dairy free, so it's like so I don't feel terrible when I don't like go through that mental like oh my gosh what did you just do? But other like yeah, my energy levels are way way up. I sleep better. I just feel better.
And were all of those big struggles for you when we were doing the fasting and not getting enough calories and having all the gut issues in the beginning of the program?
Mhm. Oh yeah, sleep was
And
like a thing. was not doing great with that. So it's helped a
Yeah.
ton. And I noticed if I don't follow like what we were doing like a couple of days in a row, like on a weekend or whatever it might be, if we're busy, I'm like, and I don't sleep well. I'm like, dang it, I was doing so good. Why'd you mess up this weekend? But just get back on track.
I love it because we have the tools to get back on
Yeah.
track. And I
Mhm.
feel like that's a big portion. And I'll come back around to that. How soon into just starting the nutrition and
Mhm.
the few different changes with like your food eating practices did the cravings and the energy start changing around? Because I know women struggle with cravings and we think it's something of more discipline, but I
Mhm.
believe it's more in our eating practices and our gut microbiome. And I get cravings away fast.
I would say probably within like 2 weeks, I was feeling less. Like that first week was a little tricky for me. And then once I got through that weekend and moved on to the second week, I felt a lot better.
Yeah, like cravings started
Yeah,
going,
cravings.
eliminating.
Yeah,
And
everything.
what about your blood sugar levels? Did you notice a difference, and how fast did you notice a difference?
You know, probably about the same time, but I think I was more focused on like, oh my gosh, this is like in the first week it was such a big change of like making myself eat and holding myself accountable to write all of my food stuff in and different exercises than I was doing. So it was like a lot all at once for my brain to kind of think about the blood sugar levels. But I think it was probably around the same time, like that like 10-day marker where I was like, okay, I got
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. And was that kind of like a big marker? Because I know you've done a lot of things in the past and you didn't see those results. Have you ever seen results and them continue to go like that?
One time, gosh, 8 years ago, maybe, I had done a little like similar program to like it was just vegetarian, but like it was food combining and lots of vegetables and da 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 da. That was one that I kind of stuck with for a while. But anyways, I still wasn't getting enough protein, not nearly as much as what I'm getting now, and I was still exercising, if not different exercise like CrossFit stuff. So I think that's probably why I was like, I just need more protein in my life.
So it didn't last. It
It
wasn't
wasn't
sustainable.
sustainable. Yeah.
Okay. And did the gut get better with it momentarily?
Momentarily, but it like
Like,
again, it didn't last.
okay.
Hmm.
I, I want to kind of share a little thing on elimination diets, protein, and specifically how we actually healed your gut. So, I want to basically throw a few things out there, guys. When we're trying to do any gut healing protocol, and like I said, stress, low calorie diets, all of these things could tear holes in the gut lining. Then we're not absorbing, assimilating our nutrients. I noticed with you, remember you had your B vitamins were low. So we had some blood work that was a little out of alignment. And we even had thyroid issues going on. And a
Yeah.
lot of that has to do with liver congestion.
Hmm.
So with you, you had the fatigue, the low energy, the chronic cravings, all the GI issues with the constipation and bloating and hormone imbalances.
Hmm.
But if we just cut the food out, say you have gut issues, and we throw you on a parasite cleanse and then do a low FODMAP diet, we're not truly addressing everything that is going on. And I'm going to explain what we did in a second there. But hear me out. When we're healing the gut, we actually have to get to the root cause, correct the insufficiencies, and look at the person as an individual. For
Hmm.
you, what we did with your lifestyle is we worked on all of those hidden stressors. So the sleep, your mom, you're busy, you got a lot of things going on. So we kind of rebuilt your lifestyle to find balance, and then everything that would stress you out in the beginning, which what were those big things for you? I know eating out was a big one, like eating out with the gut issues. So you have time with family. We hit that on you. What
Yeah.
else?
And we're very social. So, there's lots of wine and all the things involved with that too. So that during the week has like been very great of trying to just maintain not drinking my wine. Cause I love to, when I'm cooking, I love to have a glass of wine, but I'm not doing that. So, and it feels good.
Yeah.
So those
And
were the struggles in the beginning. And then it was fine.
And by overcoming these struggles with like the sleep and then working on the stressors, getting all of those together, do you feel like that was actually took a big stress demand off of your body and allowed you more healing to
Yeah.
get done?
I think so. For sure. For sure.
Yeah. To me, that is such a huge aspect. So it's not just take your food out, it's we have to get to the root cause, get the protocol to heal the gut.
Mhm.
And we have to look at all those extra stressors that would be putting more stress on that gut, throwing off our cortisol levels, which, if we're looking to build muscle, especially for women 30 plus, it's not just about eating enough protein. It's about making sure you have enough stomach acid to denature the protein so you're able to absorb and assimilate your amino acids. And if you're not doing that because we have a compromised gut and a lot of inflammation or pathogens or mold or whoever it is, then not only are you not going to be seeing the results in the gym, you could be training very hard, feeling
Mhm.
more inflamed, throwing off your cortisol DHEA pathway more. And
Mhm.
since we're in perimenopause or midlife, we're losing muscle faster, and you just start seeing your body composition changing and more stomach fat, losing muscle. And that's like a big thing that I see. Did you notice any of those big shifts?
Yeah, absolutely. I did. Even like if you look at our pictures, I mean, I didn't lose like a ton of weight or actually really any at all, maybe a pound or two, but I think I put on a ton of muscle and I lost some inches and like everything just looks tighter. Mm,
Yeah.
I
And it's
can't.
like the bloating when like
Oh
your
my gosh.
tummy.
Yeah. I saw pictures from like 2 summers ago. I was like, oh my God, like such a different body than it is. And I finally got worked on the other day from a physical therapist. She's finally back. And she was like, dude, she's like, you look really fit. Your back is like super, everything looks really tight. And I was like, yes.
Huh?
One. Yeah.
We didn't even lose weight. We were eating more food. We're
Hmm.
healing the gut. We're going to the bathroom now. Our anxiety is going away. We're having the body composition. Energy. Did energy go up to train? How was your recovery after healing the
It
gut?
was great. After recovery, it was really good. Even if when I was like injured, I still felt like better after I would train and stuff like that. Because training smarter, I guess would be the
Yeah.
word.
Yeah. And hormones, all that sleep, did it get better when we actually backed down and switched things around with your training and got
Yeah.
smarter with it?
Yeah, I think so. For sure. Sleep was like, I was like, oh my gosh, that was the best night of sleep. I would say it every day. My husband's like, oh, good for you. Like,
See?
sorry, just let me know.
To me is a big cascade of everything coming together. And to me, that's the missing key component. Like with your diet, you came to me on very low calories. We focused on increasing your metabolism. But when
Mhm.
it comes to reverse dieting, especially when we have all these other issues going on, people think, or I see a lot of women think, okay, I just increased my calories. I need to bulk up and build. And then
Mhm.
I'm going to cut, my metabolism is going to be fixed, even though it's not broken. And I'm going to see myself shred down. But if we have the gut, the hormones, the thyroid, all these things going on, if we don't address those, then you're truly not going to get the weight loss. But the key is you're not going to get the permanent weight loss and the sustainable weight loss because
Mhm.
it's going to come all right back on.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Question for you.
Mhm.
So, with all the things that you tried, how do you feel like specifically this program? Why was it like your game changer and address these specific things for you so that you're finished now and you're able to sustain this and continue to lose weight and feel amazing with your gut and hormones?
I would say it's sustainable. Like you're actually putting food in your mouth. You're not starving yourself. You're not depriving yourself of anything. You're learning how to eat properly with your macros, and it really does. It just makes sense if that makes sense.
Yeah. And do you feel like, because I know, like I said, you're still an athlete, but
Mhm.
growing up, you were that ballet dancer, and that's a lot on our body. And it really puts you. I had a lot of like an unhealthy relationship with food for a long time of my
Mhm.
life, being overweight and then underweight and then having the eczema. Do you feel like in any way this program impacted the way that you look at food or your mental health aspect and everything around food?
Oh my gosh, 100%.
How?
I used to be afraid of food. You know, as a dancer, you're supposed to be this big. I've never been that person. I'm an athletic build. I'm not a tall, skinny human being, which is fine. I'm very strong and I'll take it. But you're told at such a young age you're not thin enough. You can't have this part. You're good enough, but you're not thin enough. You just get so many things when you're so young that you're like, well, I guess I should stop eating or try to make your take laxatives or whatever, eliminate food, you know, by doing other things. So do it like my husband would always say, like, why do you feel so guilty about you ate really healthy, why do you feel guilty about it? So with doing this, it really has changed. Like even he's noticed, like I'm not like afraid to be like, oh, let's go out to dinner. And like if I have something that's like outside of the realm of what, you know, we eat on a regular basis, I don't like freak myself out about it, like wake up in the morning and say I've got to go run 10 miles or whatever. It's just a different, totally different mentality.
What do you feel like the specific thing that you learned or picked up from me helped you get there?
I think it's just learning my body and that what foods work for me. And that's if you do eat something and it didn't work for you, it's okay. You have the tools to go back and go back to where you're supposed to be. And it's not like a, I don't feel shameful for anymore. I used to. So it's been wonderful.
I'm so proud of you because it's when we have all these gut issues, it's very easy to put ourselves in a bubble and we cut and restrict and we keep restricting more food. And then when we do that and we have all these issues going on, we even react to this liminal amount of food on days. So then we get afraid to go out. It runs our mind all the time. We don't want to eat out with our family. And then we start creating these fear of having a food, second guessing what to eat, Googling. I used to Google foods. You can Google any food and a food is going to give you a reaction. Like you're
Yeah.
stressing yourself out. But when we're working together, like with you, I taught you, okay, why we would be reacting to food. If so, it's only temporary and things to do, and why that would be the reason. Because to me, if you have fear of food, you're never going to expand your diet because you're going to have constant stress about it. So we
Yeah.
worked on getting that down as we were doing specific things with your supplements to heal the gut lining and balance those hormones.
Absolutely.
I love that. I love that. And is there anything that you experienced other than coming to me for gut that you did not expect was going to happen?
Honestly, the workouts were something that I wasn't quite sure I would be totally into because I was training in in the same way for however many years. So that was like one of my favorite things to do is just really learning like split workouts, and you don't have to do crazy like hit workouts and cardio and all the things all day long to get you where you want to be. So that was a big one.
It needs to fit with your lifestyle. I think that's the key, but we do definitely need a strength training for us women
Mhm.
because we need to maintain that lean muscle mass,
Yeah.
but we need that perfect balance because it's hard when you come from a past of training so hard and then you're in this chronic state of stress for so long, it builds up, you hit this exhaustion mode, and then you're like, well, what happened to this athlete of me? Why is my energy? Why am I depleted? And we got
Yeah.
to rebuild that back up. But
Mhm.
all we know is less calories, push harder and push harder. And then
Yep.
that's where we feel our worst. And that's when you came to me and we pull everything back up and we get us into this place of feeling our most healthiest self. And I think
Mhm.
that's the biggest thing,
Yeah.
longevity.
For sure.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
And I only have a few questions left, but since completing my program, because as I mentioned, I want my clients to be able to have the sustainability, has your health continued to improve further?
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. Mentally, physically, all the things, I think, for sure.
And what do you think that comes down to again?
I think it's the my relationship with food and understanding that food is good for you, quite frankly. I tell my
Absolutely.
kids that food is good for you, but then I'm like, I might not eat that. Yeah.
They're eating this healthy way now, aren't they? Like
Oh, my
oh,
daughter, my son, he's 12 and he's a boy and he can eat whatever he wants at the moment. He's always been a better eater than my daughter, and she's finally like, and she's older, and she's finally like, okay, like I need to eat more of this and less of this, and da da da. So it's been cool to see her kind of shift in that way too.
that's awesome that you're inspiring them too, because they're young, and if they see you eating healthy ways, it's really gonna show them, you can have this healthy lifestyle because there's so much confusion right now with the food
Mm,
industry.
yeah, for sure. Hopefully that'll change soon. We'll see. It'll be great.
We're crossing our fingers over here,
Yeah,
big time.
yeah, for sure.
And overcoming all of these digestive issues, hormone imbalances, all the stress, the sleep, energy issues,
Mhm.
how do you feel like this has impacted your life now?
I think that A, I have more energy. B, I feel like I'm more fun to be around. Like I feel like my husband and I can have like more fun because I'm not just like, oh, I'm really uncomfortable. Oh, I don't feel like going to do that. I feel it's just more confidence too, and that just helps for sure.
Has your family noticed that, like the difference in confidence and everything you're rocking?
My husband is a little bit. He's a funny guy. He's he just cracks me up. And then he just is excited when I put on a bikini. He's like, "Oh my gosh, look at you! You actually have a bikini on." Usually, I'll have a bikini on, but I'll have a cover of on over it.
That was the thing on our discovery call.
Hmm.
You wrote down, you're like, Elizabeth, I am in Florida
Yeah,
and I want my confidence to be back in a bikini again.
yeah,
And we didn't even lose weight. We had body composition, healed your gut and hormones, and now you're
mhm,
rocking that confidence.
yeah. Hmm.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm so
Thank you for
proud of
your
you.
help.
Awesome. And we're pooping, by the way, right?
Yes.
On a
Yeah,
daily basis with no bloating and gas.
on a daily basis. Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. If there was someone in your shoes struggling with gut issues, hormone imbalances, trying all the things, what would be your biggest advice, even those busy moms out there, to get them feeling their best self again?
Oh gosh, that's a good question. I would say, well, a lot of moms don't take care of themselves in general just because they feel like they don't have time to. But I would say number one is if you want to, you need to take care of yourself. You need to find the right person to work with. And then it's not selfish to take care of yourself because if you're healthy and happy, then so is everyone else. And you get to live longer and you have more energy to do all the things. So that's something I would say to them. If that makes sense.
That's, honestly, that is like truly, truly so powerful. It
Mhm.
really is. That's going to help. I love asking that question because I feel like you guys always have such great advice that really relates to people to help people. And that's our goal, is to help one person every day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love it.
For sure.
And my final question is, would you recommend my program to someone in your
Absolutely.
shoes?
I've talked about it. I've talked you up a bunch. It takes people a little bit of time to understand and want to get there. But once they finally do, like it took me like probably 3 years to finally get
Wait,
to
really?
you. Yeah. Hmm.
I didn't
I've
know
been
it took
following
you
you on
that long.
Instagram forever.
I know, but I didn't know you wanted to reach out for 3 years.
Yeah, it was well, I said I was going to do it at some point in time. I just didn't know when it was. So just following you for the last 3 years and all of a sudden I was like, I'm going to bite the bullet and I did it and I'm so glad I did.
Oh my God, I'm so happy to hear that. Seriously, thank you so much for hopping on today and sharing your story. I know it's going to inspire someone and show them that, it's not just about the calories out. You could heal your body, but you have to look at your health first.
Absolutely. 100%.
This transformation is proof that real change is possible. Whether you've been struggling with weight loss, battling low energy and cravings, or feeling stuck in frustration, it's never too late to turn things around. And you can do this too. If you're tired of starting over, frustrated with slow progress, or just ready to feel in control and confident with your health and in your body, our 90-day whole body transformation is here to guide you step by step. This isn't about quick fixes or extreme plans. It's about learning how to fuel your body so cravings don't control you, building strength and muscle with workouts that you actually enjoy, and addressing the root causes like gut and hormone imbalances so that you can finally see real permanent progress. Click the link in the description so you can learn how you can lose fat and keep it off for good, feel energized and confident in your body, and finally achieve results that last. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you how I help my client overcome severe digestive issues, chronic constipation, hormone imbalances. She had a low immune function and she had that perimenopause stubborn fat. In just 90 days, she has now overcome all of those digestive issues. We're having daily bowel movements. She's even back in her bikini, feeling her confident self after trying every diet out there and struggling since she was a little girl with chronic ear infections, constipation to where she had to get colonics, and so much gas and bloating that just made her feel uncomfortable all the time. If you're new to following me, I'm Elizabeth with Elizabeth Ayler Fitness, and I have my 4-year degree in kinesiology, CSCS. I'm a holistic nutrition consultant and a GAPS practitioner, and I have helped over 1,000 women build muscle, lose fat, and transform their body with my 90-day whole body transformation. The key with it is I do not focus on calories in versus calories out with my clients. We focus on, in order to get to a healthy body weight, we have to get to a healthy body, and we look at the gut, the hormones, the stress, and all of those hidden stressors. And by doing that, and I'm going to be sharing with you exactly how we did that with her, I get clients to lose anywhere from 5 to 40 pounds in 90 days, healing their body from chronic autoimmune gut issues, balancing out their hormones, and getting their strong, sexy confidence back. She's going to be joining me today, and we're going to be going through her complete protocol with her training, nutrition, supplements, diet, everything that we did to get her to build muscle going into perimenopause. As a busy mom with a crazy busy lifestyle, how we overcome constipation. We're going to dive into intermittent fasting, dive into gut healing protocols, hit all of those weight loss myths out there, keto, carnivore, you name it. So this is a video you do not want to miss.